a.m. in the morning, and since 5:20 a.m. on my face that I'm sleep deprived, so do not expect me to look good because I do not even know why I brought myself into this situation and now I'm doing this. But apparently this is how it is, so yeah, we're doing it. So I've been awake since 5:20 and I haven't done anything yet apart from getting refreshed, and it is already 5:45 and look outside. But that, oh my god. Oh, the sky looks so beautiful. That is how the sky looks. So yes, it is beautiful. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I would be doing a voiceover in this video, so if you want to just watch the clip, then you can mute the video, and if not, then it's all fine, I guess, and I will be continuing now. So the clip that you are seeing here is me studying literally 2 hours before my midterm exam. How many of you have left revising for an exam or studying for an exam till the very last moment? For me especially, it's more like I've already studied all the topics beforehand, all my course is studied, but I could not get myself to revise it effectively with a proper planning and time management during the gap days that we get between two exams. Because for me personally, the gap days starts feeling like holidays and I start relaxing instead of studying for the exam. All the studying and practicing part is left for the end, one night before the exam or a few hours before the exam. The last moment cramming and stressing. And I know it is not the most ideal situation, but I know a lot of you can relate to feeling unprepared and stressing out right before an exam. I've seen most of my friends or all of my friends going through the same situation. I'm sure many of you may have been there too. You're sitting in front of your notes, your textbook is laying open in front of you, and you're staring at all the material that you need to cover, and you just feel like it's impossible to get it all done in time, and you start feeling anxious, you start feeling guilty about why you didn't do it all before, and you just wasted your precious time while you're actually doing that again and not actually studying. It's like a vicious cycle and it's hard to break out of it. But the truth is, even with just a short amount of time left before the exam, you can still make a big difference in your preparation. It is all about staying focused, staying calm, and using time as efficiently as possible because we cannot do anything else now. Last moment studying is never good because it affects not only our results, as we are not able to manage studying everything in less time and end up leaving some of the other topics, but it also affects our long-term goal of doing well in the exam, because when we are studying the last moment, we are actually not able to remember the stuff for longer periods of time, as we haven't really put in any efforts to understand the stuff. Thirdly, when you study last minute, your expectations from yourself are already very low, and thus even if you do average in your exam or revise more than what you expected from yourself, which was actually bottom line, you feel satisfied. You can actually do so much better. But we all know this, and yet we end up being in a situation of last moment studying. So, if you are going to cram for your exams, if you have finally landed in that situation, do that cramming effectively. Reading the textbook until you fall asleep at your desk from sheer exhaustion is probably not the best way to prepare for an exam. Start with making a list of all the topics that you feel are important. To have a better idea of what topics are actually important from the exam point of view, you may go through some last year questions or check the past year papers. You can also use online sources or guidebooks which have all the important questions of all topics or the important topics. Trust me, studying just these questions, preparing these questions well, helps a lot. It's important to be realistic about what is important. If you have let the revision until the very last minute, the night before or the morning of the exam, it's probably too late to absolutely learn everything and to store all the information. So do not put a lot of pressure on yourself that you need to learn everything. No, learn only what is important. Your best to prioritize and revise the most important topics properly, rather than trying to do so much and then getting yourself all hyped up and ending up doing absolutely nothing at all. Also, set time limit on how much time you're going to devote to each topic and do not exceed that limit. Another important thing is to prioritize your study techniques. Do active recall. It's a method where you actively try to remember the information instead of just rereading it, and I know that it's everywhere on the internet these days, so you might be aware of it already. At some point in life, I used to get so irritated why everybody is talking about the very same thing and nobody is talking about something new. But I do realize it now when I've actually started using these things, that it actually helps, especially for revision purpose, when you cannot reread your books and the lengthy chapters again, though that is also crucial for some exams. Make flashcards, create concept maps, try quizzing yourself, ask another friend to answer you on to question you on different topics. You can also prepare a list of questions for yourself which you have to answer from every topic as you study. This will also give you an idea of what topics are actually important and what questions can be formed and how to answer them. For me, one of the most effective techniques is making a mind map. See, though all these are some very useful tips for last minute cramming, but still, last minute revision is not a good choice, and we all know that. And you should definitely try not to bring yourself back in that situation ever again, because trust me, this time I was in the similar situation and I have promised myself that it is never going to happen again, because it makes you super stressed. It disturbs your sleep cycle because you have to either stay up very late or wake up early, and then you end up doing silly mistakes in the paper. And also, the goal of examination, which is to test your preparation and knowledge throughout the year, the efforts that you have put throughout the year, and prepare you for the next big exam by making sure that you are learning everything now, it just doesn't actually fulfill if you are acting in this way. So yes, if you are in that situation right now, in this situation right now, you should definitely ensure that this should not happen again. Another thing is that exam stress is real, and as a student, I have myself felt it. It gets so hard sometimes, especially after you have prepared really hard for an exam and the exam does not go well. Then you feel so discouraged, so demotivated, and yet you have to gather yourself up again and prepare for the next exam, and that too within a specific period of time. So it might be really difficult sometimes. You might feel even helpless and demotivated, but honestly, I think that it is okay. If you have actually put efforts, it doesn't really matter now. Learn from your mistakes and do well the next time. I know it's easier said than done, but you need to do good in the next exam as well. Another thing I think that helped me a lot with this is the mindset of Bhagavad Gita, that do your dharma, which is as a student to study, to gain as much knowledge of topics as possible, and do not care about the result. Do not focus on your results. That really helps a lot. Keep that mindset. Another thing is, I know as students we also have life, and you cannot put a pause on whatever is happening in your life just to study for the exams. And sometimes it can get so bad, so stressful, studying for an exam while you are facing so many challenges, mentally, physically you're not fit, and a lot of things are happening in your life. But I just want you to hold on, to do your greatest, your bestest, your hardest try, and then just let it go. Do not attach yourself to the expectations of results. Just do what you got to do right now, right at this moment, and then just feel proud of yourself for doing what you did. As they say in that quote, for days when you have 10%, giving 10% is giving your 100%.